771%. That is the gain that Nancy Pelosi has versus the stock market at 219% since 2014. I don't need to tell you that that is an impressive track record when it comes to investing. But here's the thing. What are the stocks that she owns? What are the stocks that she has just sold? And what stocks does she have? And should we consider adding these to our portfolio? And also, what is the stock that she just bought that I just so happen to have told y'all about? I told y'all I had a theory. I told y'all I was on to something. And your boy just might have been right. Let's go ahead and break it down. All right, so I'm going to break this down into sections. For those that may not know, we do have a lot of new subscribers. I'm going to give you just a quick backstory as to why we care about this particular person in Congress, because she does matter, right? A little bit more than others, and then kind of get into the stocks that she does have. So Nancy Pelosi has been in Congress for a long time. She is a long-time representative from the state of California. Why is she important? Because she is quote-unquote notorious. I say notorious because she's very good at this. You don't get people who beat the stock market for that long by this big a margin, all right? More than double the stock market since that time. Now, when a congressperson does report their trades, which again, if I haven't said it before, you haven't seen my videos in the past, I don't think they should be able to. Okay, you should not be able to trade on the information that you get. Now, she and other politicians do claim that they don't trade on the information. Okay, whatever, all right? But they do have to file this information. This information is public. There are several places that you can find it. I like Quiver Quantitative. They have a free app which will alert you anytime they buy and sell. Now, all of these trades were reported on January 17th. Now, I took the trades from December to January. I have not seen any trades that came out at the time that we're doing this video. There you go. All right. Now, here are all the ones that she bought, and we'll talk about them as we go through. The first one is Palo Alto Networks, which is right in her backyard. I believe she represents some part of the Bay Area. Californians, y'all correct me on the exact area if you choose. But up 18% in the last 6 months, up just 4% over last year. That stock seems to have fallen off. It seems like a lot of stocks, except for one, has definitely fallen off. I would say the stock market as a whole has definitely cooled off just a bit. Not something that was unexpected, if you ask me. It is something that we did prepare for, especially if you signed up for our 2025 workshop earlier in the year. NVIDIA here. Now, NVIDIA is doing quite well, but again, you know, if you have been investing in NVIDIA for the last 2.5 years, perhaps at least a year and a half, this feels low, even though it is high. Okay, but up 27% in the last 6 months, up 85% last year. An 85% gain is good. Okay, I'm not gonna laugh at 85% gain. I'm not gonna sneeze it away, but it's not the 300% gain that some people may have been used to. So never blow away an 85% gain. But also with NVIDIA, there was a buy and a sell here. So you know, there's only one reason as to why you would buy. It's because you think the stock is going to go up. I would surmise that NVIDIA is going to go up, but also chip makers have been a little skittish based on what happened in China with their new AI app called DeepSeek. We'll see where that goes here pretty soon. But you got a lot of tech here so far. We got Palo Alto Networks and we got NVIDIA. Nothing too crazy just yet. But there is a lot of noise in the investing world, and it can be overwhelming to figure out what to invest in, how to start, and how to be consistent. Because of that friction, that fear, and that frustration, some people decide not to invest at all. And that means that you are not going to be able to grow your wealth. Well, what if there was something, an app perhaps, that can help you to invest and make it easy and to help you be more consistent as an investor? That is where M1 Finance comes in handy. You can choose your investments and set a target, how much you want to invest in each stock, and they will take care of the rest. Or you can choose one of their pre-made investment pies. For example, right now, this is an 80-20 portfolio. This is a good mix for me, and I've added it, and I am good to go. You can also get a higher interest rate on your uninvested cash with their high yield cash account. With my link, you can get an extra 0.5% on top of the current rate. Check out M1 Finance with the link right here. All right, back to the video. but it does get more interesting. This one I will call, this next one rather, I will call pretty plain Jane. All right, this one is Apple, just up 6% in the last 6 months, up 22% over last year. That's okay. I haven't been the biggest fan of Apple. I've been a holder of Apple. Apple did start to gain some momentum, I would say, after the halfway point of the year, and is looking like it's starting to taper off yet again. I don't know if it was Elon Musk that said this, and we'll talk about Elon at some point if we haven't already this week. Anyway, aside from all that, they haven't done anything innovative in quite a while, and they've just slowed down. Now again, 22% in a year is a good gain, which is why I'm holding them. I have not sold out on Apple outside of like rebalancing here and there, so selling just a bit to keep everything even. We have talked about how Warren Buffett has sold all together and has jumped out of Apple, and he's had a pretty massive gain. You want to learn more about that, did a whole video about him selling Apple and what that has meant for the stock market as a whole. But nothing out of the ordinary. Now, there are two stocks that really stood out here. The first one is Tempest AI, not a company I heard of. The stock symbol is TEM, obviously not a household name. Now, the stock was only up, I say only, up 76% in the last 6 months. Why do I say only up? Well, when I pulled it up, it didn't have a year chart, which immediately tells me that it had to have been an IPO. So I don't believe that we have a ton of data to go off of. Now, this is what happened type of video, not a deep research, you should buy, this is a very good stock type of video. It is not one of those videos. So we can jump deeper into it if I get at least 3 or 4 of y'all to say, let's go jump deeper into it, all right? This is a collaborative channel. So if you want me to, we can. If nobody says it, then I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna waste my time. It takes a lot of time and effort, and sometimes I gotta pay people to do these videos and, you know, like edit them at times. So yeah, I'm not gonna do something that you're not gonna ask me to do. But in either case, Tempest is obviously an AI company in the healthcare space. So it's new, it's healthcare. I felt some way about some parts of the healthcare industry based on where that is going to go. But 76% gain is quite solid, but it is also an IPO. IPO is an initial public offering. It is brand new. These types of companies can start off quite well and not end up well, and then vice versa. But for them, her and her husband to jump into a stock like that is quite interesting. Is there some bill on the way that I don't know about and they do? Maybe. I don't know. That is conjecture. That is a guess. There's a lot of reading that I would have to do and see if that is the case. Okay, that is a guess. I do not know what they know. I don't read minds, but I can read a bill, right? So I would need to see what Congress is trying to do and what money they may be spending, because reading or following the money is something you can do, like the CHIPS Act, like the infrastructure bill, like tax cuts and things like that. You can see where the money is going and see where these people are investing, and that can be a clue as to where to invest. So perhaps there is something there. We'll see, because we did see something similar with the CHIPS Act, and we did see her and others start to invest in NVIDIA and other chip makers, and those did make money. So we'll see if there's going to be something in the AI space, or particularly in the healthcare AI space. I don't know. One to keep your eye on. You got Amazon here. We know what Amazon is. Don't need to go too deep into detail there. And then you've got Google. Google is up 19% in the last 6 months, up 31% in the last year. Let's go back real quick. I'll put Amazon's numbers here. I don't have it on my sheet of paper, but again, we know what Amazon does. But going to Google, Google is actually probably the strongest, with the exception of Amazon, probably the strongest out of the legacy companies, Apple, Amazon, and Google, Microsoft. But again, right now they're in a pretty solid situation, up 31% over the last year. Though again, 22% from Apple is still good, okay? And it seems to be trotting along. It doesn't seem to be truly slowing down, but we'll see where it goes here pretty soon. Here is where it truly gets interesting for me. Okay, keyword, for me. She bought Vistera. The stock symbol here is VST. What is Vistera? Vistera is an energy company. Why is it interesting? Who told y'all about energy companies and my whole theory around energy companies and AI? I said that it might be something behind. I did a whole video around, one, how billionaires were buying energy companies. And I said how AI companies and tech companies were buying whole power plants, nuclear power plants in some cases, but they were buying power plants and trying to get their hands on energy companies to power all these AI models. Vistera is an energy company based in Texas, but they are an energy company, and here she is buying that. Now here is something that it may be even more interesting. Not only did she buy Vistera, it's also the best performing stock on this list, up 114% in the last 6 months, and up 289% over last year at the time that we are doing this video. We might be on to something, okay? I'm telling y'all, and it's not, I ain't making it up, okay? She bought not only an AI company in Tempest, but also Vistera Energy. We've already made tons of money on NRG months ago. So that's in the bank already. All right, so that one we don't have to worry about. So if I am wrong about my energy theory, we've already made money on energy. So that already happened. Okay, that is money in the bank. But there may be a second wave here with some of these electric companies and some of these utility companies as well. And for her to also invest in it, it might be a little bit more wind in the sail for energy and not just gas companies. It could also be electric, could maybe be water companies too. We'll see where that goes, but I think we need to pay a bit more attention to it. I'm starting to see more of them pop up. If you want to learn more about energy companies, how they could be playing into the AI space, you want to check out this video right here.